Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Small Business 101 on R But You. We got a great topic and a great guest today, right? We are joined by none other than Ryan McCarthy, the founder of Segoy Shirts.
Hey, thanks for having me on, guys.
Thanks for coming, we appreciate it.
Social media marketing guru.
And there's no one better to talk about how to sell your business through social media than this guy right here.
He's done it.
Yeah, he's done it. He is doing it currently. So this is a chance to pick his brain and kind of steal some information. So start by telling us a little about yourself.
Sure. Hey, everybody. I'm Ryan McCarthy. Like Spencer was saying, founder of Segoy Shirts. Basically, I pretty much do web design and marketing of different anime-style streetwear T-shirts. So it's a pretty niche market, but it's something that I'm very close to and passionate about, and I sort of wanted to take that passion to the next level and make a website and start selling some shirts about it.
Dude, so how'd you start? How'd you go from, hey, I have this idea, boom, I want to start selling it?
Yeah. So basically, I would just play around in Photoshop, like nonstop, making designs, and I would just kind of make these weird graphics and just go roll with them for months. And I would think to myself, what can I do with these, or what am I doing with these, So how can I take these and expand it further? And that's sort of where it came down to. Well, I have a love for fashion, I have a love for anime. Let's put the two together and maybe see if we can make some magic happen with some shirts.
That's awesome. And 100% of your sales are done online, right?
It's all done online. So no storefront, no physical storefront.
That's incredible. So you're 100% dependent upon people finding your stuff online and buying it.
Yep. So when it comes to having a good website, a good digital presence on social media, on Google, all that is critically important. Otherwise, I wouldn't be where I am with it today.
How'd you get your first sale?
So, my first sale was it was me for a test.
got a joke?
We want to be technical.
Yeah,
it was me for a test.
Yeah, Joe was online.
Then probably Joe,
Yeah.
But the first anonymous random person that I didn't know, it just came out of nowhere. I had launched a site, and the very first thing I did was I actually went to Reddit. And I said, I just found these little niche sections on Reddit, and I thought, well, this might be a good idea to get a quick little traffic bump and see if anybody responds to it that way.
So
How did you interact with Reddit? Because I know I go on Reddit and I know they're not receptive to just
spam basically.
No, I had to word it very, very carefully. Like I could not sell it as hey, go check out my shirt store, because I knew for a fact that people on Reddit would rip me
just
apart.
tear you apart.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So do you use Reddit still or no?
More in the beginning, just to get some loyal followers through that and build some traffic, but not so much now. But it definitely helped in the beginning. I put it more of in a sense where it was hey, I'm doing something different. It was more, I wasn't really trying to sell people, but I was just saying hey, what do you think of my design? What do you think?
Can I get your feedback?
Right,
on this?
and then through that, people still thought it was cool, and they ended up buying through it.
Yeah, that's awesome. And
I see that all the time on Reddit actually. People just post photographers or anyone, and then it ends up trickling down to, wow, we love your stuff. Show it to us. Where do you sell it?
Right.
So
exactly.
It's cool.
That's awesome. And there's just because Reddit works for you, it might not work for another business. So there's something out there other than Reddit in your field that you could find and kind of employ the same thing. But the important thing is there's a way to talk to them, right? No matter what the platform is, you need to know that language on the platform, right? People are going to respond differently on Facebook than they are on LinkedIn.
Exactly.
So knowing your audience and knowing the platform you're on is crucial.
100%.
What else are you at? What else are you doing?
Right. So, Reddit was one thing, and just to go off that too, knowing your audience is definitely important. I mean, having a tone and how you talk to them, especially, it helps. Having this love for anime and everything, I kind of knew right away how to talk to the audience. But
you sound yourself pretty much, right?
Right. Exactly.
You're your audience.
Yeah. Exactly. So, so talking on Reddit, but then further from Reddit, I use Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Okay.
3 major social medias out there, but. In particular, with my business, Instagram is definitely it's definitely the biggest.
Really.
Yeah, for sure. When it comes to fashion, I mean, there's so much of that on Instagram right now, and so it just became a tool that was essential to to me and my business, especially when I started running ads on there as well. So.
I was going to ask about it. Do you target like groups that might be like into anime or okay, so you target those groups and then you run ads as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
So initially I didn't start doing any advertising. It was just everything was organic in the beginning. So it was like I said with Reddit, like just posting on there, and then with the same thing with Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, it was just getting some posts out, and particularly with Instagram, it helped build traffic quickly by using the hashtags. And you have to be a little bit careful. The algorithm is a little different than it used to be now, so you have to be a little careful with that so you don't get spammy. But in the beginning, though, for sure, the hashtags and finding the right specific hashtags, I had a decent amount of traffic around them, but not, it wasn't too broad that you wouldn't get found. So doing that in the beginning was definitely helping bring a lot of initial traffic from Instagram.
Cool. So know your platform, or the language on the platform. You take advantage of hashtags.
Yeah, for sure.
What else would you say is the top tip?
So further than that, if you want, then jump into like advertising, which is what I did. So once I started getting some sales rolling through, where I was like, okay, now I have a little bit of a budget where I can start playing around with some ads. I immediately went to Instagram again because I was like, hey, this is working with hashtags, so I'm sure advertising will probably work great on there. So pretty much with that, it's all interest targeting. So it was, I was typing in different anime shows that I thought people would like.
Really?
I was thinking of like different streetwear brands that are out there, things, and just subsectioning them into different groups and categories. So people who just like streetwear, people who just like anime, and then like a section of like people who like a little bit of both. And just finding very specific brands or shows or just anything like that, because you can get so specific on Facebook and Instagram with targeting.
Oh yeah.
So
how do you like, do you have a budget? How do you figure out what to spend? Are you spending a percentage of revenue? Because like here, we just fly by the hip.
That seems good.
Whatever.
And go.
I feel like that's the way a lot of people do it. You have to fly by the hip a bit, because it's just like, you don't know until you test the waters with it. So like, in the beginning, I didn't have a ton. A lot of it was my own money that I was making for my job. So I was like, well, I had what I could use, So I didn't want to go too crazy, but at the same time, it was like I need to put some money in here, whether I lose it or not. And I did lose money in the beginning.
Right.
But you have to do that to figure out what works and what doesn't work. So it's that you have to spend money to make money type of logic. It's kind of it's for every business. So it was with mine.
That's incredible, man.
Yeah.
So is this your full-time thing?
Yeah.
It wasn't supposed to be. It was, my full-time thing is, I'm actually a digital marketing consultant, so I go around and I have clients in the area, and actually I do that. That's with, that was supposed to be my business.
That's,
and then, with how Sugoi Shirts went and how it just started, once the ads started rolling and everything just started picking up so quick and started getting so much attention, I was like, I guess this is
what I'm doing.
I'm shifting focus.
So you were so good at marketing, that you just ended up making another business out of it.
I guess, if you want to put it that way.
That's a good thing.
And that's the important takeaway is like, you do this full time, right? Like, you're supporting your life just by doing this, right? That's got to be a great dream.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
So,
it's not. I think a lot of people are intimidated by this.
Yeah.
It's not really. It's not like, not knocking it, but it's not like that. It's not that hard. People are just so scared to get into it.
Yeah,
so scared to try it. They think it's intimidating, right? But if you think about it and break it down, like logically, it all makes sense. What you're saying. It's just like,
it's just you got to do it. Like what Ryan said, he's like, I just kind of did it. You shoot by the hip, and I think that's like that stepping stone is like, how do I just start? And the answer is you just start.
Right.
So, cool.
Yeah, you can't be afraid. You just got to dive in.
You got to be prepared to lose. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
Awesome. This is by hands down one of my favorite guests we've had on Small Business 101.
Yeah.
So thanks so much.
Thank you.
Do you have anything else?
Anything else you want to add to the folks at home?
Any tips?
Do you want to pitch them real quickly?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, everything is Sugoi Shirts. So at Sugoi Shirts, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, the website SugoiShirts.com.
We'll link it all below.
Yeah.
Ryan, thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah,
really
you guys.
appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for watching.
See you next week.
See you next week. Subscribe below. Thanks.